Do you want to lose 20 pounds of body fat working out from home without joining a gym? If so, you may be wondering, or you may have thought of, do you do cardio? How much? Nutrition, what do you need to eat? How much? And are weight workouts really necessary to lose fat? You may have wondered all those questions at different points of time if you've had a fat loss goal, or you may have wondered about some of them. Either way, in this video, I'm gonna break down how I prioritize these components for myself back when I was aiming to lose fat back in February to April of this year for about 10 weeks, as well as for my clients who come to work with me to get help on reaching their fitness goals and losing fat and getting in shape, working out at home. Lots of common questions here, so let's simplify losing fat in this video. I'll show you what I would prioritize. And so if you wanted to drop body fat this year, maybe it's even been a New Year's resolution from back in January and it hasn't quite gone the way you wanted to for whatever reason. You haven't made the progress that you wanted to up until now. By the end of this video, you'll have a plan to do that, to start making progress, to start getting results. So you can make a lot of progress between now and the end of this year because there's still a lot of time left. And the best part, we'll get into this more, but you won't need to work out 5 days a week. You won't need to do cardio 5 days a week or every day. And you won't have to eat only chicken and broccoli every single day. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so let's think of this like a pyramid. And why is basically to show you that as we uncover how I prioritize nutrition, cardio, and weights or strength training workouts for fat loss, so that you can see what is sort of more foundational, a more critical component or a more important component of the process and getting results, and what can kind of be layered in on top of that to accelerate results or to get better results. Okay, so on the base of the pyramid for dropping 20 pounds of fat, working out at home, we have two things. We have nutrition and we have strength training workouts. These are going to be our main drivers to lose body fat. Now, the nutrition, as far as losing body fat, the nutrition is going to do a lot of the heavy lifting. The other foundational piece is weight workouts or strength training workouts. And why I say that is because a lot of the men that I've worked with over my 17, 18 years of personal training, a common fitness goal is losing body fat, in varying amounts. But that often comes with an additional goal or a secondary goal of increasing muscle definition. And for that, we really want to stimulate the muscles, or we really want to work out the muscles. And so that's where the strength training workouts come in as a main component paired with nutrition. Now for nutrition, the main thing we're looking for is managing calories. So whether that's with tracking, whether that's more visually with monitoring your portion sizes and adjusting those, we're just looking at managing calories to be progressively lowered, increase the likelihood that fat loss is going to occur, that the result you want is going to occur. So nutrition, we do that by managing calories and eating fewer of those. Now this leads to another two questions. What should you eat and how strict does it have to be? And the thing that I look for with clients is we want to get progress going quickly, because nothing is going to be more motivating than starting to see progress happening and building your confidence that you can do this. So how we figure out how much to eat is one, we have to look at how much we are eating right now. With my clients, we start taking this in during an assessment week, a whole week where we're either tracking food and seeing how much calories we're taking in, as well as, proteins, carbs, fats, that sort of thing, how much water or other drinks we're drinking. You want to get that whole layout of how much you're eating, and then from there, cutting it down a little bit at a time. But the important part here is to also be tracking your progress. Step on a scale. You can take body part measurements like around your parts of your upper body, like your chest, around your shoulders, around your arms, as well as around like your midsection. That tends to be a focal point for where a lot of men want to lose body fat, as well as of the legs. So you can just see across your whole body every week or every couple weeks how weight is coming off in different parts of your body, and taking progress pictures. And the whole idea here is you're tracking progress with the scale, with the measurements, and with the progress pictures, so that you can see, okay, over the past week of what you've tried to do, what results has that led to? Do you keep going, or does something need to be adjusted? So that's the That's the real surefire way to get results or be really confident in the program, is to not just hope for progress and hope for that the right result is coming. It's that you have a system to check in on what you've done quite frequently, quite regularly. Every week is what I do with my clients, so we can see if any adjustments need to be made or if we keep on going with the program. And then for the other main component, the strength training workouts, we want to make sure that the workouts are frequent enough or built up to be frequent enough. And what I mean by that is a good target to shoot for is 3 days a week. If you want to do more and make a little more progress on the muscle definition side, you can aim for 4 if your schedule allows. If you aim for 1 or 2 workouts a week, that might make sense from a starting standpoint to build the habit of working out if you haven't been working out for a little while. But you would want to start there and then build up closer to 3 days a week if possible, because that would contribute to better results than just 1 or 2 days a week, where it might be a lot harder to notice muscle definition differences week to week when you're tracking progress. Okay, and then how hard to work out is you do on some level want to treat it like as if you were trying to gain muscle. I know that's not the goal with fat loss, even if muscle definition is kind of part of that. But what I mean is you do want to train the muscles hard. And of course, when we start, same thing, you start more conservatively so that, your joints don't start hurting. You're not excessively sore in the beginning, but then you're building up and ramping up that challenge so that when you're in the middle of it, the workouts are quite challenging. But again, same thing, just like progressively lowering calories. The workouts are challenging enough and your muscles feel fatigued after the workout, after your home workouts, then we can be very confident that we're getting that muscle definition aspect of the fat loss goal covered. If you're doing that, you should see that when you track your progress. So what about cardio if it's not one of the main 2 components of this pyramid? Well, it's going to be the next level up. And I think a lot of my clients, when I've started to work with them, they've thought I'd put it more with the main components. But the reason is it's another thing to schedule. So for busy folks, there is that practical viewpoint of what are the main things we need to get results and when does the time commitment become too much. The other thing is we have other options. So with cardio can be it can be very intense, and depending on someone's initial cardio level, cardio can be very intense in terms of being fatiguing and getting them breathing hard and uncomfortable in that aspect, which limits how many calories they burn. Obviously, running's not the only option, but because you can do walking for a much longer period of time and you don't need to recover from walking, you can do it pretty much every day. So just that cumulative effect of walking every day or almost every day or multiple times a week is likely to burn quite a few more calories than running a few times a week, if that. So a lot of times I'll recommend walking before running or doing cardio for those practical reasons. And to be, again, more conservative about causing joint stress, especially early on in the program when someone's just starting to try and see progress and lose body fat. Cardio can be useful though. Plus it has the added benefits of increased benefits for your heart health, but it can accelerate progress if nutrition is in check or if nutrition is good enough because you're burning more calories. But if you're only going to do it 1 or 2 days a week, could you do walking more than 1 or 2 days a week and burn even more calories? By leaving cardio as this additional layer, kind of this next level of results, we can also leave it till after a plateau is reached. If we do everything all at the beginning, the only way we have to change things is by doing it more intensely or by doing more of it. And again, for people who have jobs, for people who have families, there tends to be that upper limit for what's practically possible in terms of scheduling different things, right? So the main components, the bottom of the pyramid, nutrition and strength training workouts, and then on top of the pyramid, kind of for that next level results or to accelerate results, cardio can fit very well in there. So that's how I'd prioritize cardio, strength training workouts, and nutrition in order to lose 20 pounds of body fat, particularly with working out at home. And then monitoring progress and tracking your progress sort of ties it all together into a whole program and deciding what you do. A good rule of thumb for good fat loss progress is losing 1 to 2 pounds per week. And these are all considerations or factors you to get better at balancing as you go through trying to lose body fat right? And it's one of the big parts of coaching and accountability and support that I provide my clients as an online fitness coach, is talking to them about kind of all these decisions we're making along the way as we see how progress is happening. Things, as long as you're working on your nutrition, trying to manage your calories and trying to progressively less in order to lose body fat. As long as you're doing your strength training workouts if you want to see muscle definition and lose body fat, to maintain as much muscle as possible so that you can be confident that the weight that you are losing is primarily body fat, and that anything else like cardio or walking that you may be doing in addition to burn more calories, when you consider all those with the progress that's happening every week, you'll get better at factoring in the different aspects of making the best decision for you. And then progress will get more consistent. Now, if part of your fat loss goal for the rest of this year is to also see more muscle definition, watch this video next. And I'll go into the number one key for effective home workouts so you can really see progress and see that muscle definition improve as you're losing those 20 pounds by the end of this year. So give that video a watch next, and we'll talk to you next time.